Hello world, this is Zan playing Abysia and Stairway to Eternity, turn 47. Apparently, Micklin saw my gnome get shot in the face by some arrows. That sucks. I traded for a robe of the sea from Abysia so I could try to get some water magic going. Teleport more things for raiding. Let's see what I end up doing. This is the throne province. So I just send the same raider as before. He's been horror marked now because holding the that little imp contract eventually starts horror marking you. Nice. Okay. I found a brigand lair, which sucks. And there's some battles over here in the Deep Gorge Cavern. So Miquelin's gonna come in, slide at the back, and face. Okay, very nice. And then Facia's gonna come in. And I wonder how this will go. It's probably, ooh, that's two mages. Oh, but they're naked. They got nothing. Unlooking probably takes this. Yep, Jesus. Completely mulches them. And then Micklin attacks over here as well. This is Gribba's attempt to be like me, with his cap only, fire 2 H2s. And for whatever reason, I guess he does it. He Okay, so instead of blessing his dude, he makes fire elementals. That works, I guess. Yeah, weird flex, but okay. Okay. And here, yep, there we go. Haha, I told you that's why I bought the Excalibur over there. So here comes the light raid that I was expecting. And I hope he just gets lanced. There's Iron Skins, who's at 28. Bonk. You're gone. Okay, and then in Snowford is my one-way ticket diseased mage in his raiding squad. You can tell the PD dumps have stopped. Yikes, that was a lot closer than I expected. Holy heck. Yeah, I lost a third of my dudes. Well, I guess barbarians will do that to you. More lightning, some events. Still got the disease going on here, but it's scary to patrol because he can move this giant force on me at any moment. And you see now he's preaching he's back up to 5, but he's pretty much hemmed into his capital. He's pretty much hemmed into his cap, and that's gonna stick around like that. I wish I had more knowledge on the rest of the world what was going on, but I'm drawing a blank. I think there was fighting going on in this area, but I got nothing there. I got nothing there. Let's move on to turn 48. Okay, casting some Clockwork Horrors just to get some units on the field. They're especially useful toward fighting the mannequins since they're inanimate, so the sleep lines don't really do anything. They'll just tucker themselves out. I continue to find more astral sites, cementing that I'm now an astral nation. I find this site in my cap circle. This one pissed me off. This one absolutely pissed me off. I wish if I had been able to site search this from the beginning, I don't care that it's my cap circle, I would have gotten this. This would have been cheap mages for me, and disease healers, and earth access. It's nonsense how different this game might have played if I had this from the beginning. I mean, I know I had slow to recruit gnomes, kind of, but this is even better. I mean, not better. The gnomes are better. Don't get me wrong, but as Abysia, this is what you want: a cheap research mage. They are cheaper than the Woodhenge druids, and they do more. They disease heal. They have that earth path. They're not wholly one, but they're still sacred, so they have the cheaper upkeep. These would have been so good. Ah, it hurts to find the site on turn 48. when my research has been crap all game. Absolutely hurts. And I think down here I set another temple to start blood sacrificing over here as well. So now I'm gonna have 4 locations just blood sacking on his border. Unfortunately, a lot of it might try to go underwater and bounce on this throne, but it is what it is. Other than that, I don't think there's anything too crazy. Some bad events, deadly disease. Oh, here we go. We found the black servant. And the way we were able to kill him was we brought in some of these flying guys, and we just have him turn 1 attack. Get in his way. Don't let him run. Come on. Yeah. The second hit. Screw your ethereal. And this is, I guess, just another harpy. Yeah. Okay. And then Hooligan, our poor prophet from the beginning, has died from disease in Stone Heavens. Unfortunate for all. Couldn't get enough disease healers on the field. Those stupid guys throwing lightning at me. I can't do anything about it as I try to save up on Astral Pearls. Casted the spell eventually. I think I was also building Starshine Skull Caps to let my mages. So if I need more warlocks over here, I can just teleport them over. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, keep getting our fire gems. I've claimed the outer throne, which I think gives me even more Astral Pearls. Cast Astral Projection because I wanted to see this. Yeah, I think I saw, I didn't mention it, but I think I saw a relay ping it last turn. And I figured he was going to hop on. So I risked my mage getting feeble-minded to kind of check this out so I can watch this fight. He's got a big circle of his meteorite guard, which have magic weapons. So after if they don't get stunned, they can tear these Springhawks apart. And then in the center, we have just the basic enslaved mind communion. Add them over the star. These mages are super cheap. They're like 85 each. Regen, poison resistance, all the resistances. The very important one is I think the very first enslaved mind got him. Huh. And then he's just turning around and punching people with his lightning fists. Yeah, this is absolutely what you want. You enslave one of these titans, and now you have, especially this guy. This guy's usually a big air earth. Yeah, I mean he's not A2 Earth 1. Let's watch it again. See exactly what nonsense. You have to. He's gonna be a unit. After you enslave him, he's a unit. But you divine name or gift of reason, which is these 2 thaumaturgy spells, and he'll become a commander again, and he will keep these paths. I'm almost certain he keeps the path. So A7, E4, like this is a pretender god right here. And you can just drop this guy magic phase on someone's base. It's really good. So this is just a quick, clean fight by Rob C. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I risked it. I risked it because I knew those Astral Mages were coming in, but I wanted to watch the fight. Want to be able to show you guys. Like there's nothing for me to discuss about this. It's him versus the throne, but it's so clean. But I mean, he also has 160 meteorite guard and loses 30 of them. This is one of the scarier thrones because you see the Springhawks and you're like, oh, okay, I'll just get lightning resistance and I'll never die. But this guy, he likes casting when he has high earth. He likes casting weapons of sharpness on the Icarids. And these Icarids will show up and they're going to ruin your day with, their 15 armor piercing damage. And that's whenever and then on top of that, he's also going to summon air elementals, which might trample your whatever you send at him. Other than that, 6 units cured from disease. That's how many disease healers I get because they tend to get hit by lightning and die. Absolute nonsense. In the greater world, I don't think there's anything too new. Oh, wait, yes. So this is around the part where I think after I saw those Equal Warriors fight Asphadel, I kind of messaged Grippa and I says, Grippa, look, the biggest threat on the board is Naba. And I like your army. I think your army's pretty strong and it might counter him. You have to spread it out. Absolutely spread your army out. I forgot to tell him about Magic Duel. I really should have told him about Magic Duel. But spread your army out because he's going to blow you up with evocations on like turn 1 or 2, like we saw with Fascia. But I forgot to tell him about Magic Duel. I'm horrible. Forgot. But I did tell him, like, listen, another yawn, sorry. So I told him, listen, what are you going to do if he comes up with a Staff of Storms? Because you can Divine Blessing and get to the back line before Storm comes up. Great. But Staff of Storms is before any, like, as the battle starts, Storm is up. And now the Micklin guys can't fly. Yeah, that question never got answered. So that's going to start working up here in Micklin land. Down here, just to check the outer throne. Yep, 3 Astral Pearls per turn. And my Dominion gets magic +1. Oh, yes. I have research again. 514 on turn 49. Quote unquote, I have research. Giving everyone lightless lanterns. Eventually, I can afford over here to build a lab and recruit Woodhenge Druids. I think it's at this point with this chain of forts, like I still have this as a palisade. I was never able to afford the money to upgrade this stupid palisade into an actual fort. So I don't think it's worth it setting up a temple lab fort just to get witches at this point. I'll suck it up and build Woodhenge Druids. And I don't think, yeah, I never afforded this. This. I'm dumb, man. I told you I should have been blood hunting this province because of the convent with its reduced unrest. That's what I should have been doing. Instead, like this whole time, I'm just shuffling troops between these two, prepping for the siege of Asphadel, where he has 810 units. Ugh. Moving around, site searching everywhere, getting more, trying to get more pearls so I can dispel this dumb thing. Horrible. And then let's move on to turn 50. Okay, more magic sites. This is another one that would have been great to find on turn, not now. Anytime before now. Would have instantly forwarded this. I don't care that it's on Satis's border. Maybe I would have, no. I would have considered attacking Satis, but I would have been blindsided by Asphadel. That might have been worse. But this would have been a great one. I think you can like open this up and make it bigger. Like there's an event chain around it. Yeah, there's events and you do stuff with it. You summon demons or make the gate wider, increasing the blood bonus. Some nonsense. Okay. But here, yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to beat his preachers. But we've got our Dominion everywhere else. This one here, I don't have my Lava Warriors, so I can't actually take 3-Pine Grove without, dropping my God on it. And I was too worried to send this guy, the Imp guy, because that seems like it's a lot. So, once more, just shuffling troops in and out, keeping most of them here in Warshin. Actually, here in Warshin, it looks like I patrolled and took out a bunch. Lost the sister because I probably forgot to move her away from my Abyssians and she got lit on fire. Poor thing. And then the other one apparently got hit by lightning again. Really drove me mad. These are the little clockwork horrors. They don't care if they get disease. They're inanimate. They don't care. They're fire resistant, so I won't accidentally light them on fire. They got blade hands, so they'll cut through the mannequins, and they'll generally ignore the sleep lines. Otherwise, they're kind of horrible because of the exhaustion. Okay. So again, nothing too crazy. Turn 50, we're just skimming through. This is about the time. Again, work started really taking my attention, leaving me exhausted. I couldn't really do much with the turns. So I do apologize for that. And this is the best turn. Dispel Wrath of God. Screw that. Dumb spell. Have a quick battle in Spring Spires. This is trying to raid me out. These are the slaves I'm sacrificing. And it wasn't even worth this guy summoning Fire Elementals. Yeah, just because there's not a fort there, if you have a mage with a lab or a mage with gems, it's still going to be scary. Okay, find out. He has this stupid bowl again. Can't even tell what paths he's lost. He has such random paths. He's empowered it so much. Stupid wall. Yeah, he can't bring the Titan of Heaven underwater. But he's got it there. He's going to build that lab. He's going to divine name it and have this super awesome Titan. Looks like Grippo is able to fight off. I don't have coverage on what's going on in Grippo land, unfortunately. I know that's capital, but yeah. So he's able to fight him off. All the Eagle Warriors are gone, so there must have been a huge battle here. But yeah, I can't. I wish I could tell you what was going on there. Okay, move on. Turn 52. Oh, missed. More Astral Pearls. At 18 Astral per month. Complete nonsense. Shame that I'm actually pretty bad at figuring out what to do with all this Astral magic, or Astral Pearls. Okay, he finally makes this guy in S3 and sends him in. So my god is here. I have this guy with the Coral Blade and the Frostbrand. The imps are going to come back up here and prevent this guy. Like, if he's trying to body Ethereal or something, it's not going to happen. Problem is, he's turning my imps into Mandragoras, which are like the good mannequins. But what luckily ends up happening is, yep, right here. We get a lucky Paralyze. My Pretender God hits him with Paralyze. Because at the end of the day, the Pretender God, he's not only a Fire Mage, he happens to be Astral, like 6 or 7. Where is it? Yeah, failed to resist. Yeah, whatever. It's at the end of the day, the Pretender God's a big Astral something, and then this guy just comes up and hits it really hard. And this is why I usually tell people. Because, like, I could see somebody getting, like, screenshotting this Amphicephalos guy and putting him on and saying, how do I kill this? He's resistant to things. I mean, he's not shock resistant, but it's one easy way to do it. So like, people will probably go up and be like, oh, how do I kill this? One of the first things I'll tell you, I mean, one, I'll notice he's not shock resistant. I'll say, okay, we'll just hit it with the lightning spear. But if he was, the answer still comes down to he has 18 protection. Hit him really hard. Just hit him really hard with something. Yeah. He paralyzed this guy, but he was going to wake up and smack him again. And then my god's like, yeah, you know what? He's already paralyzed. Let's hit him with a soul slate. And then Astral Heat. He did power the spears. Okay. So we go to the Mire of Misery. And we find this one, which is kind of neat. I mean, it would have been nice. I mean, yeah, it's grow 3 because it has Release Dominion, but it helps. All these supply points out of nowhere. And then there's just one 40 gold per turn is pretty good. It brings this place up between the gem deposits to 117 income. So this like dwarf running around with these boosters, he has the Twist Fate amulet so that lightning doesn't kill him because dwarves have low HP. So him running around with these boosters and site searching with that is really coming in clutch and finding some good magic sites. Okay. And then we have a battle on Asphadel. It's probably me pinging it again, right? Yeah. Yeah, this guy's feeble-minded, so he's just costing me a lot of upkeep. Just go do your thing. Luckily for me, though, part of the battle for Asphadel now, Amphicephalos is gone. I was kind of worried about that big Astral Mage, and now that he's gone, it's one less threat that I have to worry about. So we'll go on to turn 4. The Dire Portent. This is just Stellar Focus. Stellar Focus from Naba again. I've empowered a dude in water. My plan in this was to summon demons, like the ice demons, and have them start like breaking me into water. Because now he's water 1, but I can get him this. And that construction 6, just being water 1, he can build that. And now I have a water 3. And I can come down and bind Ice Devils. at Water 3, Blood 3. So that was kind of a plan that I was going to do. Um, Fire and Water is also kind of a useful path because it's going to get you Rune Smashers. And +2 penetration is useful when you're doing things like Soul Slay and whatnot. Anything with an MR check, really. Which, mind you, there's a few of them in the Fire School. I never got a chance to use them, not with my research, but Hydrophobia is pretty good. That Enrage effect that you saw on the Bull earlier, that's pretty much like it's Berserk, but it also will make the Berserking unit target its teammates. So that in an AoE 5 hitting 15 units, if you have 3 size whatevers, that can be pretty game changing because they're rather than them hitting you, now they might turn around and hit. So they'll alternate hitting you if you're in front of them and then hitting their allies behind them, or if they're the back line of the enemy, you're kind of sandwiching the enemy units with attacks. So I think Hydrophobia is pretty good, and that's an MR check. I can't remember what I was waiting for, or what I was trying to research here. I want to say it was Bloodletting. Maybe in my exhaustion from work, I forgot that it's not going to affect undead and inanimate. I really should have been going for Firestorm. Firestorm, the moment I research Firestorm is the moment Asphadel dies. So let's see what ended up happening. I think I just bring a big chunk of my units here. I have my dwarves who all have don't burn me fire rings on. I was getting the fire plates earlier, yeah, like this one. And then I just, I'm sure you guys remember the that one poor shaman that had the fire plate, and then because he's sacred as Barkskin. But fire plate is enough to stop heat aura. And then I was hoping, I cast like Elemental Fortitude or Temper Flesh or something, and that'll do the rest. But here I just kind of have a big stack of mage priests, sacreds, infernally bred demon guys that fit in so well you couldn't tell the difference. Some flyers. I should have had these guys up in the front. And he's got nothing really, and his god. We got Light of the Northern Star because whatever warlock I do have here, I need them casting Soul Slay to kill this guy. It'll be hard because he's on his Dominion. The rest is just the same, Relief in case he does Rigor Mortis, Howl to bring distractions, mainly for Sleep Cloud. That's annoying. I don't know why he's on like cast instead of attack, but I guess the moment I hit him and he starts berserking, he'll start trampling. Anyways, I him with Soul Vortex. Jeez. I think he's been getting those death paths every time this guy dies. Because when you die, you have a chance of getting a death path or a blood path. So I think I've literally made this guy just an undead bull. How many times I've killed the darn thing. Okay, and then he's going to be stuck there. And eventually one of these souls is going to work. Right? Right? There you go. Eventually one of the soul slays hits. And we're good. That bull has died for hopefully the final time. Okay. We see a battle in Mammoth Grove as Nabal attacks Miklin with a thug. Pretty heavy thug too. But these guys, yeah, you kind of need them. You kind of need it to be heavy. Even with Mistform. Sometimes it's not enough. Okay, and at the same time that happens, Fascia moves into Mammoth Grove. Because this is when you can tell, alright, Miklin's done. And this clever boy has decided, I'm going to bring air elementals. Fortunately, they get killed here. And it's just a big fight. Where the other guy routs. Likely due to little false horrors. We can't see them on the field, but the false horrors have a fear aura. And that probably got him to retreat. Oh look, that guy might have actually retreated out to the Kakavik Islands? One of the two? Whatever it is. He's up there. Right, I kind of skipped this magic phase. It's probably the first thing I did. I think I wanted the god to come in and drop the fire elementals, and the warlock to have the magic leadership to keep them alive longer. I forgot about harpies. All of this. I should have had the warlock cast like body ethereal and luck, and then he would have lived long enough, even through the harpies, that the fire elementals would have done work. This was mainly just a gem bait. I don't know if it worked or not. Double check. No, and it looks like these chicks were be set to retreat anyways. That would have been interesting if they ran off. Been less hags for me to fight. But overall, Battle of Asphadel. He had a bow of Boltoof. What a... I use that. I can't even say anything. I use that bow a lot. Let's check out. It's probably... Those were all castings. So it's on the Minotaur Lord. Not who I would have put it on. These, the Hierophants tend to have really high precision. And if it's a Nature 1 Hierophant, they can do Eagle Eyes and give themselves even more precision. Putting it on a Minotaur Lord is kind of weird. They're not very precise. But the reason you get this is on damage, there's no MR check. As long as it scratches the person for 1 damage, it's going to feeble mind them. So usually you'll want someone with this weapon if you're fighting a Super-combatant or something, or a very low protection Divine Glyph, and you have someone just kind of shoot it with the black bow once, and they'll feeble mind. They'll keep whatever buffs they have that fight, but now they're feeble-minded forever, and that's really rough to take off. It's fairly difficult. Okay, so we have some more vents. Abyssian Scout, my Scout, working on Asphadel. But the key thing here that can happen, now I'm working here on breaking down Asphadel, but the very, very key thing is I can get all these mages. I can put their troops on like the Warlord and the Warlock and whatever, and I can set them all to preach. Good luck, sir. Good luck, sir, on out-preaching me. With all my holy threes and whatever, with my temples. Yeah, I have 8 Dominion in his cap circle. Good luck out-preaching me. So I'll come over now to turn 55. We have another battle in Asphadel. This is going to be the last one. Full spoilers there, sorry. Where we just have everything else that he's got. But this is all just chaff. He's got no more. I mean, he has some mages, but he doesn't have many. And I honestly, I don't know why these are retreating. This is last rock. These are shadow bolts. Look at that. Shadow bolt right there, guys. Or shadow blast. Fantastic stuff. It doesn't get used a lot because it requires high level of another one. It requires high level death, and you use it as a death gem. And people don't usually like spending a death gem for an evocation. It's kind of awkward. These poor demons. Fatigued out in the middle of a horde of undead. Falling fires, just clearing room. One of the flanks, we have Divine Glyph getting completely ignored. Our GSS guy done wonders the whole game. Another Shadow Blast. Wipes. Just completely cleans my units out. Such a good spell. It's a magic resistance check and it does like 20 armor negating damage. Everyone's taking a nap. Except some of the mages are still casting Falling Fires and just deleting squares on squares of units. With relief, even though it's cold or whatever, their fatigue comes back quick enough and they are able to cast more Falling Fires. Or Stellar Decree, whatever they feel like, I guess. Either or, it's all super effective against the Forces of Astral. And those big chunks of chaff just off the field. As the wolves, in a bit of irony, since they're trying to avenge nature, wolves are the one that have killed so many dryad hags and pans and whatever the heck he's got. So my 131 with absolutely heavy losses, 57, takes out his force of 1,000 crap and just wipes the floor with them. There's situations where he definitely could have won this. I think the biggest thing is scripting mistakes that let me abuse Howl to just keep his Sagittarians from doing anything useful. And to distract whatever skeletons his hags may make. Because look, even in the final stand, he had 15 of these expensive women. And look, he did have some Hierophants. These are the ones that should have been using that black bow earlier. It wasn't going to do anything. I was still going to. Ooh, sorry. Last yawn. Last yawn for the night. Promise. Maybe. Can't promise that, but hopefully. These might have been able to hit my Pretender God, even though he hit returning kind of early. But yeah, they did work. Okay. It's unharmed. We need more men to breach it, but what's this? It's got this gray sign. That's because we breached him down. His dominion did not touch a single province, and his life force died with his dominion. We were able to preach down everything with all the preachers. I think it ended up being because he sallied out. I mean, it was going to happen eventually. So either he sallies out now, or he keeps trying to preach it out and eventually dies. But since he sallied out, there was no one kind of preaching against me. So all of the blood sacrificing going on in the square right here, all of this blood sacrificing and all of my guys preaching, that was just too many temple checks. And it just came out on top. It also, your god produces a bunch of temple checks. Yeah. Your god also makes a bunch of temple checks, and one always has a 100% chance. So it will always change candle in his favor. Or her favor. I don't judge. Their favor. Who knows what gender this thing is? Who cares? That's their problem, not yours. Right, and that is really the end of Asphadel. Yeah, this is a fairly long episode. We made it to the end of Asphadel. I don't remember. I never spoke to him after this of just why he attacked me. It made no sense for him to do it, and it just ruined my groove for the rest of the game. Gave Nabal the crown of being number one. I mean, Facia did have a good chance to take it, but Facia had his other problems in trying to get his dominion across the pond, to get his units across. He had his own business. But Asphodel attacking me really gave Naba the crown to win the game. I mean, who knows? Maybe Naba would have kicked my ass and marched on Abysia itself, and maybe Asphodel attacking me actually saved me. Who knows? But yeah, I'll never understand what went down there on why he had this obsession on that I was this existential threat plotting against him when we were friends. The only thing I had that I wanted in his direction was this throne, and I got it. We're good. We're good. I never need to attack you. I will go do other things elsewhere. Yeah, it was a mess. This whole thing was a mess. Yeah. Um, as part of it, maybe I'll do one more episode on the series just to kind of review what went down. I'll do that tomorrow. I've been yawning all night. Just kind of review what we're going to officially end Stairway to Eternity here with the defeat of Asphadel. Because I know me personally, during these turns, is when work was really kicking my butt. I was exhausted most of the nights, and I couldn't really give these turns the attention that they needed, and they ended up just kind of turtling a little bit, a lot of it. Um, I don't remember. I think I don't remember what happened with everyone else, but I know the same. Ermor had something similar. something came up and he had to drop almost all the games he was playing, and he just started hitting end turn. Sakane had something also going on in his life, and he had to find a sub. Naba had to find a sub. A little bit after he beats, I'll just talk about the rest. A little bit after he beats Maitland, Naba ends up having to find a sub. Um, and at that point, I think it's just Kirby, Robsy, and I that are like the original players because Grippa gets completely annexed. I ended up taking over this province. I bumped with Naba for it, and that was kind of neat because this province here is Jade Amazons, and I had just bought all these water boosters to try to break into water. Into water magic, and here's some casual Jade Amazons. Grippa didn't even fort that thing. Crazy man. He has this crazy bless, and here's a province that has Sacred Cavalry that would have loved his bless with swiftness, defense skill, and bark skin. Oh my god. Ah, Grippa, you crazy man. Um, but yeah, so Naba ends up taking over almost all of Mictlan. Fascia and Satis, they really go at it for a while in this area, but ultimately, everyone just kind of starts staling out in the game. There comes a point early on where we're almost still kind of here, and we throw a vote to end the game early, and Robsy says no, and then I think like 10 or 15 turns later, he ended up finding a sub, and yeah, we ended up just calling the game. But yeah, so this is the first series I show on YouTube for you guys. Spooky, real spooky. Um, no idea how scared and nervous I was to upload this thing. Hope I didn't do too badly. Maybe as I record more, obviously I'm gonna be playing more, and you guys give me tips in the comments and stuff. I'll get better. I'm no Lucid, I'm no Arco, uh, but I hope I do improve as I go on and show you some crazier stuff. But for sure, yeah, I will see you in the next series. Um, I don't know if this will finish before Crime and Punishment does. Be kind of weird. Uh, but if it does, the next series is going to be Bosmos with LA Satis. That may even be up by the end of this. Who knows? It'll be Bosmos 2 with LA Satis. It's a wild 70 something person game. And then after that, I'm going to have that one is going to be a review format, by the way, the Bosmos Satis. That's going to be in the review format. And then after that, I have two games that I'm working on right now. And those will be live format, the same way I did here with Abysia. And yeah, with that, I guess I will see you guys in the next series.